Hey guys, welcome back to week 14 on the homestead. We're going to get a garden update. First of all, over here with these jasmine that I planted, still nothing coming up. But I planted some raspberry trees in there. Now they won't do anything this year. So here's one and here's one. They won't do anything this year, but they should do something next year. Just gonna walk around and see what all we've got going on. We have a ton of yellow squash down here, and I'm going to be putting some diatomaceous earth out here on these today. I've got, my grandson is leaving to go to Camp War Eagle for 2 weeks, and I won't see him for 2 weeks, so I'm going to be riding with my daughter and him to take him to Camp War Eagle for his 2 weeks. Now I do have a zucchini squash down here. Can you guys see that? Whew, it is nice. If you guys can see that right there. Got a lot of budding on there. Oh my goodness, look how beautiful these zinnias are. I've got a light pink, I've got a medium pink, I've got a red, I've got a purple, a light purple, I've got an orange, and I believe I did see a white one down here the other day. But anyway, this was probably like seeds from 3 different packs of zinnias, and this bed is looking so pretty with all these different color zinnias in there. Over here we have our cantaloupe. It is all stretched down, touching the ground. It's about to start spreading, buds everywhere. Maybe the beginning stages of a cantaloupe right there, and possibly, where did I see it? Down there. But anyway, the cantaloupe is doing fantastic. These are our Moon and Stars watermelon. I've been trying to train these, and they're training up without grabbing the tomatoes. Please keep your hands to yourself. Black diamond watermelons, and I've been trying to train these up this trellis so it can grab there, and they're grabbing the cantaloupes. Anyway, I'm trying to teach them black diamond watermelon, or actually the Moon and Stars watermelon. That's what those are. Been trying to teach them to keep their hands to themselves. This is our black diamond watermelon, and it's a little slower. The starts from the hydroponic, one of them died. That's the other one that's left. It's just kind of stunned out. This one, I tossed some more seeds in here, and this one came up from a seed. So hopefully that'll work. We got our onions. I got the soil pulled back away from the onions some. Boy, these onions are looking fantastic. I did harvest 4 onions a couple days ago. Tomatoes all got a haircut. They all got trimmed up from the bottoms. Now I'm going to be putting some diatomaceous earth out here today, if I have time, when I get back from dropping Maverick off at camp. No tomatoes yet over here. There's some budding, but I'm not seeing any tomatoes. I do have some tomatoes growing though, and I will show you those in a few minutes when we get over there. It's like I can't come out here and just do a video. I've always got to be pulling weeds. The onions are doing good. These tomatoes, whew, they got a haircut, but they were the first ones to get a haircut, and then it started pouring down rain on me and I had to stop. But no tomatoes yet. Lettuce, we've been harvesting lettuce. I've actually cut several stalks out of here and just fed it all to the rabbits. They've already started bolting. I think these are the seeds. I may try to harvest some seeds. Those have already gone to flower, and it would be nice if those seeds just fell and more grew on its own, but I don't know if it works that way. I'll have to look that up, because if that's the case, that's what I want to happen, more lettuce to grow. But we've been feeding this to the rabbits. I did get the Monterey BT put out here in the cabbage bed and then covered it with this netting because of the inchworms, the cabbage worms. This bed's looking really good. What do we got going back here? So this is our newest raised bed that we planted corn here in the center. We planted corn, and I'm hoping that those two are actually corn coming up. Fingers crossed. And then on this middle outer ring, as you can see, those are jalapenos or bell peppers, one coming in, and they're random around. And then we planted zinnias and marigolds, and I just mixed the seeds in my hand and sprinkled them around the outer side, and those are coming up really good. See the marigolds, and then zinnias right next to it. And over here in this section over here, just this little section right here, I did nasturtiums. And I don't know if that is a zinnia seed or a nasturtium. I don't know. But I come out here yesterday and I put about 15 more nasturtium seeds out here to see if I can get it to come up. But yeah, bell pepper and jalapeno peppers are coming up. The zinnias and marigolds are coming up in there. My thyme that overwintered, my lavender that overwintered. We got our blueberry trees, more onions. Let's go over here into the big garden, because this is where a little bit more exciting stuff's going on. So what do we have here? We have tomatoes, and this is a San Marzano tomato plant. And we've got one bigger one right back here. Oh, and I believe San Marzanos are Roma, or a paste tomato. But I was out here a couple of days ago, just checking things out. Man, it doesn't even look like I trimmed these up, but I did. Some of the branches are getting kind of heavy. I'm gonna need to come back out here and do some more pinning. I can see that already. We'll just kind of glance through here a little bit, see if we see any more tomatoes coming on. There's not a whole lot of blooms. There is some budding, but it's still a little early. But I do need to come back out and do some more pinning of these, because I want to stay on top of that, because they get so heavy so fast, especially when they start putting on the tomatoes. The basil here is doing really good. That basil's doing good. oregano. It's probably time to harvest some oregano. I just haven't had a chance to do that and to get it processed. I did get my dehydrator out last night, so we'll see if I get a chance to do that very soon. We've been working on some other projects and some product reviews, so we've been pretty busy here on the homestead. We've been putting out videos every week. I mean every day for the past 2 or 3 weeks, because we've just had so much going on. So these are our hot peppers. Just a wide variety: cayennes, serranos, chili peppers, bird's eye chili pepper. Just a big variety of hot peppers for salsas and for dehydrating to make red pepper flakes. We've got our asparagus back there. These are our jalapenos. We've got a lot of buds. Let me see. I believe I saw a few little tiny jalapeno peppers. Maybe not. Cilantro. I did harvest some of the cilantro. I need to come harvest more cilantro because I don't want this to go to waste. I want to get this harvested before we lose it. And some of it's already starting to bolt. Now, we harvested onions, beets, carrots. What else did we harvest? And some cilantro a couple days ago. And the rabbits had a field day with all of the scraps from that. Our artichokes are doing fantastic. They're like, the leaves are like 4 feet tall. These are bell peppers over here. Maybe it was the bell peppers that I saw some tiny little bells coming on. Now I've got these. I need to readjust these stakes a little bit to help support them when I come out later. There is a tiny little bell pepper. I don't know if you can see it. Right there, tiny little bell pepper. Our carrots. Carrots are amazing. Over here we've got our potatoes. Here we've got celery. The stalks are looking like celery stalks. Yay. Carrots. Carrots are doing fantastic in here. They're really overcrowded in here. And we did pull some out. Oh my goodness. Look how beautiful that zinnia is. Absolutely gorgeous. Over here are more bell peppers. Oh, and so Jimmy Nardello. Those are not bell peppers. This looks like some hyssop maybe from last year, and I think that's what was in this bed. But anyway, Jimmy Nardello are not bell peppers. They're kind of in between a bell pepper and a hot pepper. So that'll be a surprise. We'll see what we actually get, but here's what they look like when they're growing. Those are not bell peppers growing, so those are the Jimmy Nardellos. Now this bed is mixed Jimmy Nardello and bell pepper. So, woo, look at that hot pepper. So this has got a couple of hot peppers on it. So that's probably gonna be my thumbnail. Oh, There's a couple of them on that one. Okay, tomatoes. Over here, not seeing any tomatoes yet. Am seeing some weeds though. Let's just go ahead and get those out. This tomato plant is just made a turnaround with all this rain that we've been having. More tomatoes. Not seeing any actual tomatoes yet, but check out these cucumbers. So these are the pickling cucumbers, and they are coming on strong. This one's gonna get smashed by the gate, but yeah, the pickles coming on really, really good. I see one there that didn't make it. We'll just take that off. So and we got more zinnias over here. Oh, pretty orange and pink. Now these are the regular cucumbers, slicer cucumbers. And let's see. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Check out that cucumber. That's probably the biggest one. Get some weeds out of there. We don't need to be feeding the weeds. Poor marigold down there is... Oh, I saw a ladybug. Oh, look. It's a ladybug. So yeah, got a cucumber. Awesome. Okay, now we're gonna go up by the porch. So I didn't look at the beets here. The beets, we did harvest some beets. Look at that. Beets coming up out of the soil. That's the ones that I was harvesting, was the ones that were intruding a lot. So we had a hailstorm last night, and it looks like they beat down some of the beets. But check out that onion. Holy cow, some of these onions are really big. Now we got a lot going on up here at the porch. So let's go check out what's new. Come on, Stella. We're dog sitting right now. My daughter Danielle and Maverick and Levi went to Kansas City Friday evening, and they went to the Savannah Banana game. Maverick's birthday was, his birthday party was, I think, last weekend or the weekend before, and somebody had gotten him Savannah Banana tickets, and it's a very busy weekend for them because he leaves to go to Camp War Eagle today, so they drove home last night. Okay, what's new up here at the porch is I had planted sunflowers in all these pots. All these pots got sunflowers because I wanted the height of the sunflowers to block this side over here so nobody would step on the guttering. I cannot grow sunflowers, and maybe they just prefer to be in the ground. So I came back and planted a clematis start in that pot, so it would climb up this pole, wrap around this pole, and be really pretty. I sprinkled some lamb's ear seeds in these in this planter. Over here we have some yellow bell peppers and some more cabbage. This cabbage will be probably moved out to the big garden at some point. I see. Let me check out these leaves to make sure there's no inchworms up here. I did put some the Monterey BT on these up here too. Here we've got a few more tomato plants. I think these are like big boys or better boys. Well, let's see, I did put a marker in there. Big boys. And I planted some bell pepper in the center, but I've recently found out you don't plant bell peppers with tomatoes, and so maybe that's why they didn't come up. Here we've got broccoli, and something is out here eating holes in these leaves. I did go ahead and put the BT stuff out here on those too. We got herbs and flowers in these beds. Let me get around the front side. Herbs and flowers in these 4 beds out here. And I've got some other plants that I picked up at a nursery that I'm going to be using in a new bed that I'm going to be getting. So more herbs and flowers in these beds. And somebody asked me how my amaranth was doing. I grew this amaranth as a microgreen in hydroponic style, basically, and transplanted it out here into the soil, and my goodness, it is so pretty. The purple leaves is so beautiful. So I'm going to be putting a new bed right here. It's going to be an 8-foot bed, and it's going to be colored bell peppers and flowers. And that's it in that bed. Over here, Brian and I put in some steps going up to the new deck. And in these cinder blocks, I have creeping thyme planted in those. So those take a little while to come up. So hopefully those will come up. And then we've got the same little setup down here at the end of the deck with the steps, with the cinder blocks. So we put in the cinder blocks. We ran the 4x4 post through the cinder block. Well, this side of the deck, the ground is lower. So we ended up adding 3 layers of thick 2-inch boards on top to get to the right height that we needed. And again, these cinder blocks have creeping thyme. So my plan is to let those flow over, help train them to flow over so it'll be really pretty. And then we just step up on here to the deck. Now I planted these grow bags, Incursions, coneflower, and lupin. Now these are all 3 perennials, so they'll come back every year. We may not see much with them this year. I'm hoping we do, but the plan was to kind of disguise the AC unit, the mini split condenser, with these 3 grow bags being tall right there. Then I have added these 2 green stalks. Now this color, blueberry, was not the ideal color that I really wanted. I wanted that raspberry, I think it was, the purple. But I got these cheaper than the raspberry, so I went with it. So I've got mammoth jalapenos and regular jalapenos planted throughout this whole setup. I've got some herbs, like some rosemary, some purple lavender. So I've got jalapenos, herbs, and flowers planted in this one. Over here I've got more jalapenos and snacking bell peppers. I've got some parsley, some sage, some lavender, purple lavender, and rosemary and lemon balm. So I've got some different herbs and flowers planted in this one, and we'll see what happens. So anyway, guys, that's gonna wrap up what we have going with the spring garden and flowers. And oh, and there's my mint, my peppermint that I got for Mother's Day. So that's it for week 14, guys. If you're new to our channel, hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell so you don't miss any of our updates. If you've been following us for a while, thank you guys for being here. We appreciate you guys. And we'll see you on week 14.